You see this man that they said that he kpai the wife. Already the court has sentenced him to death. Do you understand? But please, I want us to take a critical look of this analysis from another angle. When this man was arrested 2 days after the wife's death, there was something he said. Listen.
What killed my wife is lungs, cancer of the lungs, not thinking my wife. My wife? Cancer of the lungs, what killed my wife? What's like much cool? I'm suffering for what I didn't pass through. What I don't know.
He said that what killed the wife, he said what by the wife has to do with cancer. He said cancer of the lungs is what by the wife. Nobody believed him because we already know that people are already saying it. People are already saying it that they beat the wife, they batter the wife, they but what he was saying is that cancer of the lungs. In other words, that the death of the wife can be linked to cancer. Even in everywhere, people are saying it and so on and so forth. But we wanted an autopsy because through autopsy we're going to know exactly what by this woman. Now, in TVC News, they said something like this. Watch.
Up to
nothing
yes
will have caused this woman's death except that beating. Yes. So the autopsy that the police are now have in their possession will show us exactly the cause. But if the injury to her chest, if they can prove, if the autopsy can prove that
not as a result of
she was punched there, this fellow is in trouble because
now there's a point there. There's an injury to her chest, and everybody is saying that he punched the wife on the chest, and that is why there is an injury. That she's complaining about pain on the chest. The only thing that can make us believe is the autopsy. Autopsy will check if there is punching in the chest or whatever that is linked. Remember, the husband is saying what? He's saying cancer of the what? Of the lungs.
What killed my wife is lungs, cancer of the lungs, not.
But everybody know that he's talking about the heart. That is why the autopsy that is being conducted. Do you understand? Watch.
If the autopsy shows the slightest hint there was that of physical assault, that man is gone to jail.
Now,
if the autopsy shows a slightest hint of punch or beating, if the autopsy shows a slightest hint of punch or beating or anything of abuse, physical abuse, that man is going to jail. That is the statement he just made. That the man is going to jail because the person handling the issue is Ministry, I think in the Ministry of Women Affairs or thereabout, that the ones handling the issues. You understand me? Good. Now, what is the autopsy result? The autopsy result will help us to know whether this man is beaten through, if this woman applied through beating or any other thing. But before then, let us look at the judgment. And this judgment came out. This judgment was passed after the autopsy has been released. Watch it. Look at the judgment.
Today, Kanwosu Heme of the FCT High Court has sentenced husband of the gospel singer Osinachi, Peter Nwachukwu, to death by hanging. Justice Onwosu Heme found him guilty of culpable homicide, resulting in the death of his wife on the 8th of April 2022. Mr. Nwachukwu was arraigned in June 2022 by the Office of Attorney General of the Federation on a 23-count charge of culpable homicide, criminal intimidation, cruelty to children, criminal intimidation of children, spousal battery, among others. The court sentenced the defendants to 6 months imprisonment.
Okay, I don't want to play the videos, all of them, but the fact is that he has been sentenced to death. Bam! Nothing can be done about it. Nothing else can be said about it. But now, what did the autopsy said? Because autopsy can say any other thing, but the only point we are waiting for is where the autopsy will say there is beating or battery or punching or something. If there is any harm, everything will be sealed. Now look at what the autopsy said. The autopsy of Osinachi Nwachukwu performed by the National Hospital Abuja found no signs of violence or domestic abuse on her body. The report attributed her eye to generalized organ pallor, bilateral leg swelling, water of the desert. They had the tumor deposit in and on the heart, lungs, kidney, massive enlargement of heart, and blah 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 blah. So at the end of the day, they concluded that the woman is having already cardiac component, cardiac issue. That's the heart issues. She was already having heart issues, and she equally have cancer. That she equally have cancer. And this cancer that they discovered that she has, that also led to her death, is exactly what the husband said at the initial time that he was arrested. I'm not saying beating your wife is good. I'm not saying battering and beating her is good. I am not saying that is wrong. But look at what the autopsy said. Look at what the man is saying, and so on and so forth. What do you think about it? Another question we should ask ourselves is, what will be the condition of the children if this man dies? That should be left for you. I'm just saying based on certain things and evidences I can just see. It's my humble opinion. Thank you. God bless you.